if not the actual people themselves. I know that there are virtually no young men and women living there, since the young leave the island as soon as they are physically able to do so, to seek whatever fortunes they might find elsewhere. There is nothing for them in Dayclear. There are children, small ones, left behind with the old women by daughters and granddaughters who have taken flight, and there are sometimes silent, empty-faced young men about, who have come home because they are in trouble, and have, temporarily, nowhere else to go, but they do not stay long. I have not been to the settlement for many years, as my route across the island lies in the dry, hummocky heart of it, and the house to which I go is at the opposite end, looking northwest toward the shore of Edisto. But when I think of it, I feel nothing but a kind of mindless, nostalgic sense of safety and benevolence. Dayclear has never given me anything but nurturing and love. Clay fears it, though. He has never said so, but I know that he does. I can tell. I always know when Clay is afraid, because he so seldom is, and of almost nothing. There's nothing there that can hurt me. Nobody who would, I have said to him. They're just poor old women and babies and children. You don't know who's back in there, he said. You don't see who comes and goes. Anybody could come across. There are places you could wade across. Anybody could drop anchor in the inland waterway and come ashore. You think everybody in that little place doesn't know when you're at the house and that you're by yourself? I don't like it when you go, Caro. But you know that. I did know, and do. But he does not forbid me to go to the island. For one thing, Clay is not a forbidder. He would find it distasteful, unseemly, to forbid his wife anything, the operative word being distasteful. Clay is a fastidious man, both physically and emotionally. For another thing, I own part of the island. And if there is anything Clay respects, it is the right of eminent domain. But the main reason he does not want me on the island alone is that he is afraid I will drink there. I do drink sometimes, though by no means often, but when I do, I tend to do it rather excessively. When I am with him, at this house, or the club, or the townhouse in Charleston, he feels that he can at least control the consequences of my drinking, if not the act itself. The consequences are not heinous, I don't think. I do not stumble and fall, or weep, or grow belligerent. But I do tend to hug necks and kiss cheeks, and sometimes to sit on laps, and sometimes to dance and sing. And I imagine that to Clay these are worse than staggering or tears. They might imply, to some who don't know us, that I do not receive enough affection at home. And they tend to dismay visiting Arab sheiks. So Clay, while he says nothing to me then or later, and never has, stays close enough to initiate damage control when he thinks it is necessary. Perhaps if we talked about it, I could tell him that when I am slightly drunk, I feel so much better than I normally do, that I am happy, exuberant, giddy, and wish to share the largesse with whomever is close. But we do not talk about it. To name a demon is to make it yours. Clay does not wish to own this particular demon, and I do not wish, yet, to give it up. So we do not speak of my drinking, though the time may come when we have to do so. Or maybe not. I do fairly well with it as long as I have the island for refuge. This is something Clay does not understand and will not unless I tell him, that the island is the one place where I do not want to drink, or need to. I know that I could probably ease his mind considerably about my time over there if I told him so, but again, that would mean naming the demon, and we both know that we do not want its disruptive presence in our lives. It would be like having to acknowledge and live with an erratic, malicious relative who was apt to break the china, fart in public, insult our guests, change the very fabric and structure of our graceful lives. So Clay goes on hating and dreading my trips to the island, but refusing to discuss them, and I go on going. It is a devilish seesaw.